Go ahead.
Okay. My name is Jonathan Pitts. This is Informative Speech with Visual Aids for Communication 110 Columbia College. If you wouldn't mind showing the audience to show that I actually have 5+ people here. God bless you. Bless you, sir. Here are the index cards for the speech, introduction through conclusion, and my speech will be on the importance of stretching. My visual aids will be the people. The people in the audience are going to be my visual aids. So, without further ado, we'll go ahead and start this. We'll kick this off. So, if you will please start time. All right. You guys ever felt pain in your muscles after a vigorous workout? Mm-hmm. Maybe even just sitting at your desk for too long, typing on the computer. Mm. Do you guys want to know a secret?
I do.
Something that can alleviate that pain and maybe even prevent it? Stretching. Oh, yes. Stretching is one of the pillars to physical fitness. You have stretching, strength training, cardiovascular muscle endurance, and eating properly. So as long as you stretch and you're able to do the rest of those things, you're going to be all right. All right. Stretching has many beneficial properties. According to Fitness Magazine, improving flexibility through strength is another important property activity that has been advocated to improve physical fitness. Stretching will increase your flexibility, it promotes good joint health and posture, and relieves muscle and joint pain. So today we're going to talk about how stretching does all those three things, and we'll use the visual aids to demonstrate these three things. All right, so the first portion of our speech will be covering flexibility and how flexibility helps you. All right, so if I could please have Ms. Bobright, if you please come forward and be my first visual aid. We will demonstrate how proper stretching helps you. Pop up. I'll talk about that later too, how you're popping into the joints. So if you'll please do your toe touch. If you notice, Ms. Bo right here, she usually stretches out prior to working out and after working out. And because of that, she's able to do something simple like the toe touch. Now, if you get someone else who does not work out so often, or who works out very often but does not stretch very often, if you'll please look at Mr. Hart here. Yeah. All right. He also is going to demonstrate doing a toe touch. So go ahead and sit down and do your toe touch. As you can see, he is unable to touch his toes, unlike Bo right now. They both actually work out at the same time because we are commanded, we all work out together. He can't touch his toes. But go ahead and try. Just try. Give me a try. So he's really trying. Now, what's important to know about stretching is that you don't want to stretch the pain. You just want to stretch until you can feel a good solid burn, right? So go ahead and just go as far as you can and then stop. All right. So what they are both demonstrating right now is what we call static stretching. And this is just where you stop and you hold and you pull in your muscles. If you pan the camera back on me, please. So this is also another static stretch up the shoulders, working your obliques. This is all static stretching. Hart, if you wouldn't mind standing up, and you guys go back to the seats. Thank you very much. And then Seaman Roach will demonstrate what we call ballistic stretching. Now, the difference between static and ballistic stretching is going to be very apparent. Go ahead and do your ballistic stretch. Now, what ballistic stretching does, it literally is ballistic. It's sporadic movements. You're shaking out the muscles. You've seen athletes do it. You see people do it before they do something exciting. That is ballistic stretching. All right, thank you. Thank you. Sit down. All right. The leading reason for post-workout injuries is not stretching. People get hurt a lot from not stretching. If you don't stretch before a basketball game, you have the potential to roll your ankle. You know, before a baseball game, you get throw out your shoulder. At our command alone, in the last 6 months, we've had 6 injuries related to not stretching post-workout. So we regularly monitor our people when they're working out. So we've demonstrated the importance of stretching towards flexibility. We've used our visual aids. So we already may have known that stretching promotes your flexibility, but what else can it do for you, right? Well, I'll tell you. Stretching promotes good posture and joint health. Dr. Andy Larson from Lean Cuisine and More, a nutritional advice and fitness website, says, a negative consequence to strength training is the creation of short, tight muscles that draw bones together and cause misalignment. Now, you can kind of think of this in the way that you would a sandwich with jelly. That jelly is synovial fluid. Now, the synovial fluid is your body's lubrication between your muscles, say your forearms and your bicep area. When you continually do bicep curls or flex out your forearm, you're getting really big and strong. Well, what happens is those muscles do get really big and strong, but they also tighten and they draw your bones together. And they draw the bones together at the joints. So what you're doing is you're pressing two bones together and squeezing out your synovial fluid. Not like literally coming through your skin, but you're depleting how much there is in there. And so that's why you get a lot of that creaking and cracking and soreness in the joints. So, not stretching will increase inflammation of your joints due to the bones coming too close together and not being enough synovial fluid, and decrease your mobility. Hart, once again, will stand up and he will demonstrate. Again, he's our non-stretcher. What he's going to try to do is he's going to bring, because he has massive biceps, he's going to try to bring his hand up towards his shoulder, and he's going to show you that he actually cannot even touch the front of his shoulder. So go ahead and, if you see that, he could push it in and he could do it. Like, it is possible for him to touch it, but it hurts, and that's because he doesn't stretch out often enough. Like, it's drawn too tightly, too close together. So the body's joints are called, like I said, the synovial fluid in there, and stretching out will minimize your pain and aches in your joints. Even sitting at your desk and your computer, you notice when you type, you're slouched over a lot, because you're maintaining this posture. So you need to stretch every now and then and give a little rotation, and just keep your body moving, helps your joints. All right, so that was our visual aid for that. Some people have questions about when they are stretching, like, well, what is that popping sound I hear? Is that even good for my joints? I know that's where that's coming from. Well, again, popping has a lot to do with your synovial fluid. The popping that you hear is the pressure buildup in your joints. Now, and it's okay, popping isn't necessarily good, not necessarily bad, you're just relieving pressure. So what you can do to help kind of mitigate the popping sensation or things of that nature, if you do regularly stretch, is you can just do light stretches. You don't have to stretch all the way to the burn, like just enough, just a little bit of flex, just a little bit. And that'll help alleviate how much popping will give your joints. Okay, so we're going to transition now. Routine stretching can prevent muscle imbalance, stop injuries, improve structural problems, and help achieve great posture. Like I was saying, at your desk when you're typing, every now and then straighten out your back. It's good for you. So, that covers stretching for posture and joint health. What about the pain? Well, pain, in my opinion, is reason enough to stretch. Because if I'm in pain, I stretch. Stretch it out, right? That's what they tell us. Well, they say that pain is weakness leaving the body, but nothing says we can't help that along, right? All right, so what stretching does for you in regards to pain? It promotes, increases your blood flow, helps relieve muscular tension. Pain and tension, pain and tension go hand in hand with one another. And stretching releases lactic acids, which sweep out the toxins in your body, which is something your body creates anyway. Just basically, it's like floods out your system and gets rid of all the bad stuff. So those are the three things that stretching will do for you. It does promotes flexibility, increases posture and joint health, and it's overall just good for you. Helps you relieve pain. All right, so in conclusion, those are the three things it does, and it will create a happier, healthier you. Thank you guys for coming out. I know this is very last minute for you guys. I appreciate you for being, the visual aids for me, and that concludes my speech.